I got a 2% rate. And a lot of people are stuck inside of that 2% rate, and they can't sell their home because the equity's not there. The inflation of America, the way prices are going up, home prices, people can't afford property. This is almost the best time to get into wholesaling real estate. People can't afford their house and they need options. I'm the option man. You're the solution. You're the option person. Over the age of 30, or you're a parent, you're a busy person, this video might be for you. It's a Tuesday, so I'm at the park with my kids. It's a regular day for us. They're actually homeschooled, so wholesaling has allowed me a lot of freedom of time and a lot of time to spend with my kids, which I love. I absolutely love it. Me personally, I kind of been over the public school thing for a while because of a lot of things, school shootings, vaccines, a whole bunch of numerous things. But one is my education for my kids. Is I really want them to have good quality education. And when I took my kids to the school, both of them, one of them was in kindergarten, the other one was in second grade, and both the teachers lost them on their first day. Yeah, so anyways, we was been over public school. My kids get quality education, homeschooling with an online program. So wholesaling, like I said, has allowed a lot of freedom for me. I'm able to be home with my kids. They do online classes. I'm able to help them, and then I'm able to work on calling clients, calling sellers, calling buyers, and closing big real estate deals for big checks. Everything's on my own time, and that's the main thing that I love about wholesaling, and why I think anybody over the age of 30, if you're not making quality money at your job, or even if you are, but you want more freedom over your time, you have to learn about wholesaling real estate. Not only does it help you bring in good income, but you learn the real estate game. So when it's time for you to start investing your money into real estate or making a large purchase like a house, you have a very high understanding, a high IQ of how real estate works. The silver lining is everybody says they want to have a big dream house, or they want to keep working for 5 years and save up and get their dream house. And then they buy a house like what happened in 2020, and all the house prices jumped up, and I got a 2% rate. And a lot of people are stuck inside of that 2% rate, and they can't sell their home because the equity's not there. But wholesaling had already taught me that if I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna buy it below the value, put some value into it, and that way I have equity and money coming back to me, and then it's an actual investment. So it really just changes your scope on life in general. And once again, you make great money and you have financial freedom and time. Now, it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very simple, but it's not easy because a lot of people, when they switch over to working for themselves, don't know how to monetize their time properly. They're used to going somewhere you might be used to going to punch in a clock somewhere, or you have a salary, so the security's there. But when you work for yourself, you have to put in the same 4, 6, 8 hours yourself into being successful. And so, it took me my first it took me about 4 months to get my first deal closed, and it was a mobile home, and I made $6,000. And I honestly didn't put a lot of work into it. And so once I had proof of concept, it showed me that there's a lot more out there for me with this wholesaling, and I can actually do it by myself. Now, if you're unfamiliar of what wholesaling real estate is, it's me talking to home sellers, people who have homes that might be vacant, might be distressed, run down, or just, they need to sell their home quickly. So if you're unfamiliar with what wholesaling real estate is, it's basically I'm a real estate agent without a license. I'm a broker. I broker real estate deals, and I get paid handsomely for it. Okay, so real estate agents, they get capped at a commission of maybe 3 to 6%. Me as a wholesaler with no license, I don't have any restraints. I don't have any restraints from a brokerage. I don't have any restraints from going to punch into a clock. I don't have rules from the state as realtors and agents do. I'm my own business. I'm myself brokering real estate deals. So for example, if you see one of the ugly houses on your street, maybe it's burnt down, maybe it's vacant, maybe it's your next door neighbor and you just notice that they left their property and it's vacant and run down and it makes the street look bad, I myself would try and get in contact with that owner, talk to the owner and say, hey, I noticed your property is vacant over there. Are you looking to sell it, or what's going on with your property? We'll come to an agreement on the offer if someone's looking to sell. So once they say, yeah, we've been ready to get rid of this property, we inherited it, we don't need it anymore, and we don't really want to use an agent, I said, well, that's perfect. I'm an investor, and I have partners that invest and buy properties, and we flip them. So if you want to come to an offer agreement, let's do that. And I close with cash, usually within 7 to 14 to 21 days, depending on the situation. So we'll have a negotiation. We'll come to an offer agreement. I will then get it under contract, just like a real estate agent. We're getting ready to close through an actual title company with attorneys. And once we have the contract set in place, I will then market the property to my buyers or investors or other partners who buy and flip houses. And once they come to an offer price with me, so if I get the property on contract for $100,000, I'm going to sell it potentially to a investor for $110,000 or $120,000, whatever I believe my fee should be, and whatever the gap is for them to flip the property and make money themselves, because the name of the game is everybody makes money. So we come to an agreement and we go under contract, me and the buyer. So I'm essentially the middleman, the broker in between the deal, in which I get the deal and I sell it to an investor and I make the spread in between. It's a beautiful thing. I'm no different than a real estate agent, except I don't have a license and things holding me back. And the title company will take care of all the paperwork, all the legalities, make sure everything's clear to close. The buyer will then bring the money to the closing table. The seller who is selling the property will meet me to sign off on selling the property. And the title company will release the money to me and the seller, and the buyer gets the deed. And that's called a completed wholesale deal. And I didn't have to do much work to do it. Maybe some calls, some emails, and some pictures. But on my own free time, I get to do this. Hopefully that gives you like a slight understanding of what wholesaling real estate is. If you're a real wholesaler like me and you really care about people, closing deals, and just doing something extra, like doing something bigger than what you think you're made out for. You don't need a license. You don't need anyone, a yes man or a no man, to tell you what you can do. You get all the freedom in the world you want. So this is just a simple rant to let people know that there's more options. The inflation of America, the way prices are going up, home prices, people can't afford property. This is almost the best time to get into wholesaling real estate. People can't afford their house and they need options. I'm the option man. You're the solution. You're the option person. And that makes me feel very satisfied in what I do. That people actually aren't just stuck with a property or something that they can't get rid of, and they never know they have options. You yourself might be a home owner now, stuck in a predicament. Your best option might most likely be to talk to an investor or a wholesaler like myself to see what your options are. So I'm a solution for people. I'm a solution for the real estate industry. The state loves us. The country loves us because we help the economy grow. We make neighborhoods look better. We help sellers get the money they deserve for their house, and people can find peace in whatever solution we come across. I'm able to spend time with my family, and I could go on, but I just wanted to give y'all a little insight what it's really like to wholesale real estate or be an investor, and why you have more options. Check my page out, join my hyper wholesaling group. It's a school group, so you're going to learn everything. There's going to be other wholesalers involved, and I myself do one-on-one Zooms, full classes to teach you how to do it step by step. So if this does interest you, make sure you follow my page, join my school group.